There's a twist here. And one of the potential strategies for someone who is disgruntled is to wait until the postseason starts to walk out. And this is something that I've toyed with in the past, and I did, and I know it's got, here's how I know it's got potential merit. I made the case last year that if the Bengals should make it to the playoffs, T. Higgins should say, I'm out. See ya. I'm done. The NFL was not happy with that. Now, usually I know which takes, opinions, comments will anger the league. I had no idea, which tells me there's a nerve that drill hit, because the way the CBA is set up, there is no effective protection for a team. If a player decides, who's in the last year of his contract, if a player decides after the regular season has ended and he has fulfilled his contract, Michael Holley, he has played every game of his contract. Here come the bonus games that pay peanuts in comparison to what the regular season game check is. If that player decides, I've got no financial security, I could tear an ACL or suffer some other serious injury in these bonus games, I am not playing. And for a guy who was franchise tagged, the window opens for negotiations not after the playoffs end, after the regular season ends. So I made the case T. Higgins should walk out. And that is the opportunity. It's a golden opportunity for a player who is willing to do it. But good luck abandoning your team, your teammates. After all the work and the effort from training camp all the way through the regular season, here we go. We're going to pursue the Super Bowl. And one player says, sorry, guys, I can't do it. And the fans would lose their minds, and the media wouldn't understand. But the fact that pissed the league off, it's one of those few instances where it gets back to me that somebody wasn't happy about it. And NBC has done a great job for 16 years of having my back in these situations, but I think there's something there. And I didn't think of it. And see, this is all your fault again. You expand my brain, and you get me thinking about things I'd forgotten about. But Terry McLaurin, if he really wants to stick it to him, walk out the door the day after Week 18.
I'll tell you why the league wasn't happy with you. Because they hadn't thought of that before. That's a loophole. And so there's nothing a team can do about it, and they know it. So if you fulfill your contract, they can't fine you $50,000 a day for not showing up in the postseason. They can't do anything. Now, so they're not happy about that. But the reason the league doesn't have to worry is because 95% of players would never do it. Because they wouldn't have support from their peers. They have support in the preseason. They have support in training camp because a lot of those guys hate training camp anyway. So I'm like, hey, good for you. You're not here for training camp. Go ahead and get your money. And if you get your money, then maybe that's a sign that my next contract is coming. They support it in the preseason and to a degree the regular season early. But when they really start to struggle, they look at you like, hey, where are you? You remember this a couple years ago. I was surprised that he said it. Travis Kelce on his podcast with his brother Jason says to Chris Jones, hey, man, I don't get it. What are you doing? Because Chris Jones is looking for a new contract. Hey, we're trying to win a Super Bowl. I don't understand what you're doing. And I was thinking, really? Travis, you don't understand what he's doing? He's trying to get a new contract. But the pursuit of winning another Super Bowl and knowing the importance of Chris Jones made Travis Kelce sound like a fan. And I think most players would be under so much pressure from their peers to be out there. Like, what are you doing now? Why didn't you handle this in the preseason? Why are you doing this to us now? And I think, here's the C word again, collusion. I think a guy who did that, he'd have a hard time finding the next job because the league would say, no, he's not trustworthy. He's that guy. Watch out for him.
He stood up to the machine. He bucked the things that we like to use against the players. Their competitiveness, we'll use it against them. Their love of sport, we'll use it against them. Their quest to win a championship and cement their legacy, let's use it against them. Here's the only way it would ever work. The player makes it clear now. Don't request a trade, Terry McLaurin. Hold a press conference and say, look, folks, this is how it's going to be. Okay? I'm entering the last year of my contract. My contract is satisfied when the regular season ends. I will no longer be playing for the Commanders when the regular season ends, whether they go to the playoffs or not. Without a new contract, I will not play. Here's the chart of how much they pay you. Wild card round, divisional round. I'm sorry. I will not do it because at that point I'm on the brink of free agency and I'm not going to risk suffering the kind of injury that's going to make me unattractive to other teams. I'm telling everyone right now. I'm telling the team. I'm telling the fans. I'm telling my teammates. I'm telling the coaches. I'm telling the world. When this regular season ends, I'm done. Even then, I'm not sure it works. But if you're going to do it, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, that would fly. I think that would, at least it would, still most people would be against it, but at least you'd have more people on your side than the other scenario where you're just kind of dropping on people. What? Wait a minute. He's not playing. We won the. Hey, how about this, Gary Carter? We won the NFC East. Let's dream a little bit. We won the NFC East. We got a bye, and in our divisional round game, he's not going to play our number one wide receiver. Yeah, that would drive people crazy. But if he called his shot and told you it was coming, you got to respect it. And now the pressure goes on management. Hey, it's week 10. It's week 11. We're doing great. Sign this guy so he's here for the postseason.
And, to tie it back to what we were talking about earlier, this is where the union should be involved. The head of the union should be there standing with him and explaining how they weaponize against players, their competitiveness, their love of sport, their desire to win championships. And this is why we're doing it now. We're telling the world now this is how it's going to be, because there is a device in this broader relationship that allows it to happen. So something to think about. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.